to arraign you today. The charges against you read as follows. On or about February 2022, that you did engage in a crime of count 1, criminal conduct, first degree with a relationship. That reads that you did engage in penetration, that is inserting your into the victim's mouth, with a child who was at least 13 but less than 16 years of age, and the defendant and victim were members of the same household and were related to the victim by blood or affinity. This has a notice under the Sex Offender Registration Act that this may be a Tier 3 offense. It has a life mandatory, maximum penalty, mandatory lifetime electronic monitoring. Count 2 alleges criminal conduct in the second degree, and it says that on that same date and place that you did engage in sexual contact with a confidential victim, at least 13 but less than 16 years of age. The defendant and the victim were members of the same household, and the victim was at least 13 but less than 16 years of age, and defendant were related by blood or affinity. There's also, as with the first charge, there's a sex offender registration notice indicating that this may be a Tier 2 or Tier 3 offense under that Registration Act. This is a felony offense. It has a maximum penalty of 15 years mandatory. Count 3 alleges the crime of criminal conduct in the third degree involving multiple variables, and it says that on that same date and place that you did engage in sexual penetration, that is inserting your into the victim's mouth with the confidential victim under the following existent circumstances. Defendant and victim were related by blood or affinity. Defendant effected sexual penetration through force or coercion, and the victim was at least 13 but less than 16 years of age. There is also a Sex Offender Registration Offense Act notice indicating that this may be a Tier 3 offense. This is a felony offense with a maximum penalty of 15 years. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf in order to protect your rights. All right. The issue of bond.
Your Honor, based on the allegations, I would ask the court to consider a higher than normal bond.
Your Honor, Mr. Turner reports to me no prior criminal history. His ability to post a bond is fairly limited.
Mr. Turner, any issues regarding bond?
I feel like most of my coworkers have a fairly high opinion of me. I think that they think of me as a hard worker. I would trust them to vouch for me.
Where do you work at, sir?
At McDonald's.
Anything else that you want me to be aware of?
No.
All right. My concern is not only the danger to the public, but his making irrational decisions based on the extreme high level penalty. I'm going to impose a $10,000 cash surety or 10% bond. You would need to post $1,000 to be able to be released. You may not have any contact with the minor victim. All right. That's all for today.